Hi guys, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with my last project for June in the 80s and 90s theme, which, as you know if you've watched my other videos, has been kind of a struggle for me. So this theme has been a little difficult for me to work with, which is good because it does push me outside my comfort zone. And so today I am playing with Paige Evans' Pink Paisley Oh My Heart collection, and I have this gorgeous floral with a black background, and I want to use this as the background of my layout. And I am going to mat it on this kind of really bright raspberry cardstock just to kind of give myself that border around the outside to kind of stop the page. Otherwise, these florals kind of feel like they just keep going and going. And this is a very busy background, so I am going to cover up a good portion of it. So I have pulled out some of this lighter, like bubblegum pink cardstock, and I'm going to use that as the bottom layer. And as you can see, I've taken my punch from Stampin' Up! That does a notebook edging, and I've punched one side of it already, and I am going to end up punching the other side as well, and I'll show you that here in a second. And then I've also taken this chevron kind of watercolorish paper, and this is also from Paige Evans, and this is pattern paper number 2, and the other one I was using was number 18. And so this one is going to be kind of where my photo on this layout lives, is on this green paper. And I am going to mat it on just a very small black border just to help it kind of stand out and pop a little bit better. And so here you see I've got that punch, and I am going to go ahead and add that notebook edging to both sides. And I've created kind of this vertical element where my photo and my embellishments are going to call home. And originally I was going to put this just down the center of my layout, and I decided that I really liked it better on an angle. So it is going to be over to the left-hand side and on an angle, like you see there. And then I'm going to grab some of these pattern paper strips, and these are from my scrap bin that were just left over from the same collection. And they're going to go underneath to kind of create a little shelf for my photo. So this photo is just a photo that I got online, so it's just a stock image that I printed. And it's of a bunch of the Babysitter's Club books. And so this is an important story for me to tell because this is a series of books that I read as a child and absolutely loved. Like, I think I read every single one. And now I have the awesome, pleasure of sharing these books with my daughter, who is also really enjoying reading them. So it's kind of neat to see them cycle back through, and something that I really enjoyed as a child now I can share with her. And so that's kind of the story of where this layout is going to go and how it's going to tie in my childhood in the 80s and 90s theme this month. And so I'm grabbing that books and more books, and I'm going to put that right over the top of the photo because I don't need this entire photo to tell this story. And so I really like the idea of putting that. I'm putting it on some pink foam, and I'm going to put it right over the top of the photo. And then I took all of these different hearts from this same collection and back them with a really thin line of black cardstock just to help them kind of pop up off the background. And so I just scattered those throughout the kind of top part of this layout. So it looks like these hearts are just flying from the books. Like, this is something that I really love. And so I'm going through all the different things that I have in this collection to try and find some other little elements to tuck in. And there are a lot of different books that come in the chipboard and the sticker sheet and then on some pattern paper. So you're going to see me pull elements from each one of those. I also pulled some little chipboard hearts, and then I'm going to grab this puffy sticker banner, and I have 2 packs of the puffy stickers, so I'm going to run that banner the full length of my photo shelf down there. And I really like the kind of fun and whimsical look that adds to those mats underneath my photo. Kind of gives them some extra dimension. And then I'm going to go back to those puffy stickers, and I'm going to pull out a heart to go under that big book down at the bottom. And so here you see me kind of playing with where I am going to decide to place that. And I just want my layers to kind of be overlapping, and I don't want everything to be up and down. So everything in this layout is slanted. So I don't want my embellishments to be straight up and down, or it's going to look a little bit wonky. And then I go ahead and grab this little floral, which fit perfectly around the bottom edge of this die cut. So if you have this collection, that floral puffy sticker and that die cut that says "Love Your Laugh" are like perfectly coordinated to fit with the right angle to make them look awesome. And so then I'm just looking through the little sticker book to see if there's anything I want to pull from there, and there really isn't. So then I'm going to grab this pattern paper, and I have this in the 6x6 size as well as the 12x12 size because I planned on fussy cutting these books. I do have several different layouts and stories that I want to tell related to books, so it's something I know I'm going to use. And so for this layout, my embellishment clusters are very small. So they're kind of compact, not large in size. So I am going with the 6x6 cut aparts rather than the 12x12. Now, if I wanted to create a little bit bigger clusters, then I would use those bigger books. And so I'm just fussy cutting, and I'm trying to pick colors that will complement the rest of my layout. So if there was an area like up at the top where I didn't have much of that blue color, but it is down in my books and the bottom, then I pulled that blue book up to the top. Same thing with the orange one up there. I needed a little bit more orange on that part of the layout to bring in those flowers from the background. And then down here I decided to go with a yellowish colored book. And so that's kind of where I make those decisions and those choices. And then I'm going to grab my Spiegel Mom Scraps Black Tie Event sequins. And these are one of the newer ones. And I am telling you guys, if you only buy one mix of sequins, this is the one. It is just black and like this iridescent white color. But I seriously pull or reach for black sequins all the time. And so if you were like me and you really like that little pop of black accents and how it sets off the bright colors that we're seeing in a lot of the collections, this is the sequin mix that you absolutely need. It is amazing. It is absolutely my favorite one. And then I add some black mist splatters in kind of the top left and bottom right of my photo, as well as a little bit of journaling on the bottom talking about how I read every single one of these books as a child, and now I get to adore sharing them with my daughter. And that's going to do it. So this is my last one with the 80s and 90s. I will be back next week with our new theme. Bye!